Hey, this is Ronnie with Way of Charleston, and tonight what we're doing, so I've got she crab soup going over here. That's another video for you guys to watch, but with my she crab soup tonight, I'm actually doing Hush Puppies. So in this pot, I have some oil that's been heating, and I actually just turned it down because it was getting too hot, but everything that we have is fairly easy. This one is going to be easy for sure, but take a little bit more time of it. It's not necessarily a like set it and forget it. Like most things we have, this one's gonna require like, I'm gonna have to like put them in the oil and fry them up and wait and then put another batch, you know, that kind of stuff. So really, this is the Hush Dem Puppies up. And little funny story about Hush Puppies. Hush Puppies are one of my favorites. I love them. But before I get started on that story, I'm taking the bag, calls for a half cup water, and I just mix it and then plop it in the oil. So story, I've been in Charleston now for about 20 years, and when I first moved here, I had a girlfriend from high school that came to visit me. And I was working, so it was during the week, and I had my first job, I'm in my 20s, first job. And she went on a carriage ride. And I get home from work, and she's telling me all about it, which is completely amazing. But she's telling me the story about Hush Puppies. Sorry, I'm just getting some paper towel so I can turn the Hush Puppies on. Oh, shoot. And look at that. See what happens when you don't watch things? And she crab boiled over a little bit. For some reason, this burner over here is hotter than my burner over there. It's really weird. I can't quite explain it. So I'm just gonna leave the top of this off for a little while. Let it just simmer with no top. My husband's gonna be real happy of the mess I've just made that he has to clean up. But back to my story. She went on a carriage ride and she said, I learned how Hush Puppies were invented. I was like, okay. And she said that back when the houses here used to have, the kitchen wasn't in the house. The kitchens were never really kind of built inside of the house because you cooked on fire and that was too much of a fire hazard. So there was always a kitchen house. It was always separate. So you had to cross the yard or the garden to take dinner from the kitchen over into the main house, into the dining room. And she said, what the cooks would do is they always had dogs and they were in the yard, and the cooks would fry up some basically cornbread, leftover cornbread, cornmeal, cornbread for Hush, and make little balls out of them. And as they were walking across the yard, they would throw the little balls of dough out to the dogs and say, Hush Puppies, hush. And that's how Hush Puppies came to be. I don't know I believe that story or not, but it makes for a good story, right? All right, so I'm gonna plop my first one in. You can see it's already frying up. And really, you just fry these up until golden brown. I'm not gonna crowd my pan too much because all of the professional chefs on the Food Network, if you're like me, you're Food Network junkie, say that crowding your pan lowers the temperature, so it actually then doesn't cook right. So I'm gonna not crowd my pan. And I'm just gonna plop a few of these in here, let them brown up. I really wanna lick my fingers, so I'm going to. It's made with love when you do that, right? So I'm gonna let these brown up for a second. Oh, see, look at my soup now. And now it's too low. Stir my soup while that's browning up. I wonder if I can put my lid back on this yet. See, this is, do you ever wonder when you're watching those cooking shows, like when you're really at home, do things like this happen? Like, you never see that on TV. Kind of I always want to like have a secret camera that like shows what's really happening behind the scenes at home when they're by themselves cooking for their family. Like, what really does happen? Things like that. I don't know. I want to know these things. I'm going to put my lid back on that one because I think it's now down low enough that it probably will be okay for a few minutes. So let's see. I also have a really great slotted spoon. I'm going to use this slotted spoon to flip these. Well, maybe they're sticking to the bottom. Look at that. See, guys, this is what happens when I don't plan. I do a test run. But hey, real life here, right? That's what we're going with. I can tell they're already crisping up. Look at that. Oh, nice golden brown. So I probably could have put a little bit more oil in this pan. I don't love to fry. It's messy. I know I'm being like super prissy about that, but I don't love to fry just because it's messy, and I don't like making a huge mess and it splatters, and then I always burn myself. I mean, I'm just not good at this. So this is why I buy all my stuff from Way of Charleston, all this easy stuff, because I'm not really very good at any of this. See what I mean? I'm just not good at this. But that's okay. I'm trying. I'm showing you guys how not to do it. I used to have a little, like, actually Fry Daddy, like, deep fryer. It's just too much. I couldn't handle it. No, they're going. I mean, they're cooking. There's nothing going to be wrong with them. They just might not be the prettiest. I'll probably put some in, get some started. But I need some wine for that. So you can see, they fry up fairly quickly. I want them nice golden brown. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller. They're nice golden brown, and I got paper towel to just set them on to drain them for when they come out. I might put a little bit of like just put a little bit of salt on them when they come out, while they're hot, because that's what they say for it. Like I said, I watch too much Food Network, so I'm going by what they tell you to do. I don't know if it's right or not. I'm sure it is. They're professionals. I am not. This is obvious, as you can see. Although these are nice and firm. Like, I think they're probably close to done. I'm wondering if I need to turn my heat up any, because I think some of them are a little doner than others. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. So that's really all it is. You don't need to sit here and watch me fry all of these up. So when these are all done, I'll come back and show you the finished product. Same with the soup. So join me in a little bit. Okay, so I fried up all of my Hush Puppies. A few of them I got a little bit brown, but hey, they're just gonna be a little crispy. That's just how life is. But look how nice and the crunchy and crispy they are on the outside. Oh, and soft and tender on the inside. Look at that. Yeah, and I like butter on mine because they're, it's like cornbread, so I like a little bit of butter on mine. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of butter. Yep, true Hush Puppies. These are definitely a must try if you are a Hush Puppy fan, for sure. And if you're a seafood fan at all and you're looking for something to go with some she crab soup, these are definitely a good go-to. Crunchy and good and sweet. Hush Dem Puppies, they're on the website.